LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Two legends and easily the greatest players of the 2010 decade who are still flourishing in this new day and age of basketball. Although loved by many supporters, they're hated by even more. And if you ask someone why they hate KD, it's simply because he joined the Warriors. If you ask someone why they hate LeBron,
because he flopped, he's a crybaby, and he's soft, and he would have survived in our era.
But it's really because of him going to the Heat, which started all of his hate. And although after these quote-unquote weak-minded moves from both stars altered their legacy forever, good and bad, there's a reason for everything. And LeBron and KD both had logical reasons to leave their homegrown teams. But which move between LeBron and Kevin Durant was actually worse for the NBA? Let me tell you why. LeBron stayed 7 years with the Cavaliers. He was the chosen one. Born in Ohio, raised in Ohio, drafted in Ohio. It was a literal Cinderella story come true. The hometown kid was going to deliver a championship to his city, until he didn't. He left for Miami in the iconic decision where in front of millions, he televised his option to go to Miami and team up with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. This was different, like very different. Although they had the Big Four in Boston, that was through trades and drafting. LeBron chose to go to Miami with his own free will, which enraged fans. At the time, it's very understandable why people didn't like LeBron making this move. It wasn't normal in that era and that decade for a rising legend to just switch on his team and build something with other stars. MJ put his head down and won his drafted team. Kobe did the same. Magic did the same. Bird did the same, etc., etc. Why did LeBron have to be different? LeBron doing this did also change the NBA forever, because later on in the future, free agency would become a stigma that would never be the same. But we'll touch down more on that later in the video. Although they had that popular saying where they would win 8 championships with the roster, they went 2 for 4 with a notorious choke by LeBron in 2011 in their first year, and a degrading performance by Bosh and Wade in their last year in 2014. They also added Ray Allen in the middle of this era, who made the clutchest shot in the history of the NBA. But 2 NBA championships isn't a failure. It's just not what we expected out of this team. LeBron did make it up though 100% by coming back down 3-1 in the NBA Finals to a 73-9 Warriors team to win Cleveland's first NBA championship in the history of the franchise. It seemed like this was it. The Cleveland Cavaliers were about to become a dynasty. If they could be a 73-9 team down 3-1, nobody in the league was going to beat them.
Fuck no, baby.
Kevin Durant joining the Warriors was seen as the weakest superstar move of all time in sports history. Even compared to LeBron going to the Heat, this was a different level. 2 months before Kevin Durant joining, him and Russell Westbrook were up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals, a game away from going to the NBA Finals. But as you all know, they pooped on the bed and lost in embarrassing fashion. Although LeBron's move to the Heat was perceived as weak, to join up with the team he choked 3-1 against, in addition to being 73-9 and already NBA champions before you, is just extremely embarrassing. We all know the story of what happened. They won 2 NBA championships, Kevin Durant got injured, and Draymond Green finally started to become Draymond Green.
Konnichiwa.
And this is where the debate in question starts. Which move was worse? In my opinion, I think LeBron's move to the Heat was worse for the NBA. But Kevin Durant's move to the Warriors was much worse and weaker from a legacy standpoint, because LeBron James had no help when he was on Cleveland. Kevin Durant had Russell Westbrook and James Harden. Although James Harden wasn't the best player at the time, he was still a very solid 6th man of the year, making clutch plays after clutch plays. And Stephen Curry versus Dwayne Wade is not a debate. Stephen Curry is the greatest point guard of all time, if not a very close second. Dwayne Wade might be the 3rd best shooting guard of all time, but the gap between him and Kobe is insane. It's extremely wide. If you switch Stephen Curry and Dwayne Wade from both teams, LeBron wins a lot more and Kevin Durant wins a lot less. And Kevin Durant joining the Warriors is not the same thing as LeBron James going to the Heat. A much better comparison would be LeBron James joining that 2010 Celtics team. And here's why. That Warriors and Celtics team had very, very similar outcomes. The Celtics beat Kobe Bryant and the Lakers for their first NBA championship in 6 games. The Warriors also beat LeBron James for their first championship in 6 games. Kobe Bryant would get his revenge on the Celtics and beat them in 7 games. LeBron James would get his revenge and beat the Warriors in 7 games. So imagine LeBron James calls up the Celtics coaching staff and says,
"Hey coach, it's LeBron. I'm joining the Celtics."
The league would have been over for at least 6 years minimum. LeBron James also went back to his hometown team, so I feel like we can give him a little bit more of a pass for that. But in Kevin Durant's defense, LeBron James did start this super team free agency thing. We started to see much more free agency signings and more team-ups. So you can't really hate Kevin Durant for doing what LeBron technically did. But at the same time, LeBron didn't do what Kevin Durant did. In 1948, Muhammad Gandhi did say, "Don't start something you cannot finish."